And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 573. Today is Monday, June 29th, 2020, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay. And we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
And you know we're back when I don't know the dates. Today's top story is DeFi protocol balancer hacked through exploit it seemingly knew about. AML Bitcoin founder claims DC lobbyist Jack Abramoff and U.S. government are extorting him. Wirecard fallout auditor EY accused of not flagging $2.1 billion black hole sooner. And last but not least, Australian mining giant trials blockchain completes $14 million iron ore transaction to China. But first and foremost, let's go ahead and take a look at these prices today. What is going on? I'm seeing red everywhere. What's the word?
So we have some fake panic in the market. Not really real.
I'm happy for it. I need this price to drop.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me 1 or 2 more good waves.
Let's get it on back down to 7,000. But Bitcoin's at $9,105, down 0.5%. Ethereum at $224, down 1%. Ripple at 18 cents, slowly dying, down 1%. Bcash at $221, down 1.2%. I don't know what's holding that price up. Litecoin at $41 is down 0.6%, and EOS at $235 is down 1%. So we are seeing a little bit of red, but honestly, people, it's fake panic. It's nothing really. It's really still going sideways, people.
Yeah.
Since March, or since the uptick from March. So calm down on the prices. It's not going to zero like I've seen some people say, but yeah, it's definitely not going to the moon overnight.
I mean, in the next couple months, once we figure out, first was it July, and the next month and a half, people, I think the price of Bitcoin will be determined to go in a positive, negative direction in the next month and a half when we figure out football season coming back or not.
Oh yeah.
When we decide football's coming back, school is coming back, when all those things get sorted out, and the verdict is put out at the end, I think that will be a lot of the direction the U.S. economy is going. The market's going to go. If nothing does return, expect it to drop down more, but maybe more stimulus checks will keep the price of Bitcoin up. But I think next month and a half, we'll see some more moves to see what happens next. Until then, people, we are still in chop. We got chop. We in limbo.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing we can do. What's going on? Tiffany from New York. Hey, wife says no. There we go. What's going on? Brian Smith, P-Man Van, Gladden TV. Hey, just ordered a book last week.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Definitely covered. Amazon's backed up, but it's all good.
There we go. What's going on? Tessa, Dewan Trades. Hello. Max show love to Zay last week. Nice.
Yeah. Shout out to Max.
Tessa said, I saw that BHO and Bao Steel blockchain exchange with iron ore. That's a major advance move in mining and metals industry. That's right. We're going to be talking about that. P-Man Van says, I think people are still freaked out about COVID. I'm in between. I think that people are, but I don't know. Are people freaked out over the world? I feel like the international news has stopped in the U.S.
Yeah.
And we're treating COVID like we're the only country that has it now. So I'm not even sure what's going on internationally at this point. What's going on, Dexter Hans Sr.? All right, top story of the day. DeFi protocol balancer hacked through exploit it seemingly knew about. This actually could be one of the small reasons why Bitcoin took a little dip from some scary hands out there. What is going on with DeFi today?
Oh, yeah. So the liquidity provider balancer pool, which is basically a pool of money that people can use to stake to give them liquidity. They said that a hacker exploited a loophole, tricking the protocol into releasing 500,000 worth of tokens. And the CTO, Mike McDonald, has said that the attacker had borrowed $23 million worth of WETH or WETH tokens, which is an Ether-backed token suitable for DeFi trading. And a flash loan of DYDX. So he didn't trade it against themselves with Statera, which is an investment token, and it burns 1% of its value every time it's traded. So he did it 24 times, drained the liquidity pool until the balance was next to nothing. And because the balancer thought he had the same amount of Statera, it released the WETH and it equated to the original balance, which is a pretty slick way to get them to release that money based on the liquidity, because once it's gone, it's pretty much gone. And the attacker performed the same attack with WBTC, Link, and SNX, all with Statera tokens. So even if you think DeFi is the future, long way to go, people. It may have only been around, I think, maybe 2 or 3 years now, and you haven't really had attackers go after it like they have with Bitcoin or with other protocols.
It hasn't been tested.
Hasn't been tested.
Got to go through the testing process.
They say it was a very sophisticated, smart contract engineer. Maybe he should get hired, or he probably thinks, hey, I can just make more money doing this, and I can get away with it. So. And of course, we had the report last week of people laundering Ethereum through fees, basically overpaying fees on purpose, so it will go to a certain node, and then that node would be the person who owns it. So, yeah, pretty slick attack. Seems like somebody, got fooled. They got to basically recover that money, or people are not going to trust them.
That's crazy that this can't happen. This is when we talk about some of the new technology, new projects. We get new project emails literally every day, and it's just one of those things where everyone says they're the next best thing, or they got this new and improved way of doing it. It's like, man, the hackers haven't came at you yet. Like, you got at least give you some time to go public and let some people know it's free money on the table. Exactly. Then we'll talk and see what happens.
We'll talk.
Yeah, I want to know what happens when the bank gets robbed. How you all defend against it. So
that's why it's so kind of hilarious when people say, we have the most liquid blockchain, more liquid than Bitcoin. It's like, well, who's tried y'all?
Right.
Because that liquidity don't mean anything.
Right. I mean, that makes zero sense if you can't actually keep it protected once the masses find out about it. So it's unfortunate to see. It's crazy to see it, but hopefully it's one of those things where it's good that it happened early on, so that it was only 500,000 and not 500 million when it happens. So hopefully they can figure out what they need to patch up and get that fixed. But it's crazy to see that. Technically they didn't do anything illegal.
Yeah,
they found a loophole in the programming. They found a loophole in the programming. So yeah, they definitely have to get that patched up and make sure that doesn't happen again. So it's crazy to see all this. Again, you can check this out on Cointelegraph. It looks like they're talking about some of the tweets where people have actually taken responsibility for the bug. And of course their after action as far as what they plan to do. So that's all on Cointelegraph. Again, this is a pretty in-depth article. Crazy to see, but I mean, again, this is crypto. Like, it happens. It goes down.
Not ready. Yeah,
it goes down. All right. Let's see. Dexter Hand Sr. said, I will be moving to Dominican Republic, taking the gym in crypto and Bitcoin and Black America there. Cool. It sounds amazing. There we go.
Oh, you got your stuff. Yeah,
you got the gear. Okay.
Yeah, you got some Bitcoin Black America shirts. Some people got mugs. Some people have all types of Bitcoin Black America gear. So
there we go.
Yep.
Lucky Lloyd, what's up? All right, AML Bitcoin founder claims DC lobbyist Jack Abramoff, U.S. government are extorting him. It's something that we have been calling out here for you. Hey, gang.
You are not supposed to let you. How you start the project and you get extorted?
Man, listen, we have been saying this for years here. We keep telling people it's not a conspiracy theory. It's some things we are privy to in this space that we don't even talk all the way about.
Yeah, we can.
But the government, hey, look, I tell people all the time, just because I'm critical of them, don't think I don't ride for the gang, all right? Listen. The U.S. government is what it is, people. I know you hate to think about it, but we bomb people every day. We sanction people basically saying, you don't got our money. We putting a full court press on you. And today it looked like even the president of the United States had an arrest warrant out of him for the back and forth country, Iran. And it looked like any other gangster who got an arrest warrant out for him. Doesn't matter. He's going to go about his business. Yeah. I'm going to go get my coffee today. Y'all come see me on 1600 Pennsylvania. Nothing changes. Yeah. Gang. All right? Yeah. And I'm glad to actually see this story because I'm telling you, this may be one of the first few people coming out and talking, but this isn't the only person getting extorted. Was the guy with the precious metals got extorted earlier this year, late last year by the SEC?
Yeah, I forget his name, but yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. I want to think of the project right now because I know Crypto Blood, and also we always go about the project. Veritasium got extorted. Yeah. We saw that happen. Reggie Middleton. How many ICOs in 2017 we saw get extorted in last year in 2019 where all of a sudden it was like, oh, you did an ICO. Where you're allowed to continue to do what you do as long as you give us basically 15% of your earnings.
Yeah.
The extortion is real with the United States government and in this space specifically since it is unregulated, right? It's not just unregulated to where all the bad guy criminals can do anything. No, the bad guy corrupt government regulators can do whatever they want to and they're getting away with it. Looks like the Department of and speaking of which, didn't we just talk about the DEA stealing Bitcoin and getting away with it?
Yep.
I mean, what more evidence do you need that this is almost like the police brutality thing when people didn't believe Cap and then they started to see more videos like 4 years later.
Like,
this is real.
So it was real.
Yeah, 2020. I wonder what happened in 1990s, in 2000s, in 2010. Oh my God. Exactly. It's the same thing here. It's the same gang. It's the same people. It isn't a surprise. When I saw this story, my teeth got whiter today because I was like, we've been trying to tell people it's whatever, but as it says here, the Department of Justice and Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, filed lawsuits against Roland Marcus Andrade on Thursday, claiming he misled investors while raising funds for a 2017 and 2018 ICO for AML Bitcoin, a crypto token that was supposed to be designed to be compliant with anti-money laundering and know your customer regulations. First of all, again, I am not happy that my tax money is going to an ICO case in 2017.
Yeah.
I mean,
who cares, man?
Yeah, who cares? All right, like way more stuff to tackle in 2020 than this. Looks like alongside Andre, notorious DC lobbyist Jack Abramoff was also indicted, though he has already pled guilty and faces potential jail time. In a video interview Thursday night, Andre told CoinDesk the charges were bogus and that he is a, quote, victim of government corruption. He's quoted as saying, Abramoff was working with the government and tried to get me to sell my company for $100 million. Andre wrote in a direct message from the AML Bitcoin Twitter handle. They then demanded that I pay Abramoff $40 million so he could spread the wealth. The fact that he said spread the wealth, I know. Listen, I sound like some corny regulator action.
I'm about to say, yeah, you already know.
If I had no technology that's completed right now in trading, then why were they trying to force me to sell it? This is just an attempt by the government to destroy my company since I refuse to play ball. Again, I don't know if this is anecdotal, true or false, but just from what I've seen in this space, I would have to give Andre the benefit of the doubt and say this is probably true, people. The government has been doing some of the most corrupt and dirty things in this space and getting away with it since it started.
Yeah.
And I don't see him saying things like spread the wealth and some other stuff that's out the blue. I don't know. Again, when you're working on the project and you're pushing the ICO, you don't have time to worry about things like me selling my company for the government, me work like you don't even want to work with the government when you're doing an ICO. You want to just kind of do your own thing. That's the point of doing an ICO is to not work with the government.
But he went straight. He ran towards the government.
Right.
They open arms. Yeah, come on over here so we can extort you.
I'm believing him. I'm believing him on this one. This is crazy to see this.
Yeah, and he says, as a victim of corruption, the SEC and the DOJ have the evidence already that proves my innocence. That's why in various filings I had no choice but to make the documents public. And in several of his DMs, he referred to a separate ongoing case. This was aggravating the DOJ because I was ripping their case apart. I am the victim of government corruption, and we will fight this. So he will be in court for the next decade, probably, trying to fight against the DOJ and the SEC with 2 separate charges. And because he only raised $5.6 million, and they're trying to get him to sell his company for $100 million, which is probably not going to happen. He fell way short of that raising money. Yes, I tend to believe this too, that they are just basically messing with him at this point, especially if he does have evidence showing that he didn't do anything illegal, and they're just messing with him at this point. So, yeah, they've been just making an example out of him and others as well in the ICO market.
And it looks like victim one, the person who first was originally going after him, it looks as though the money manager confirmed he was informed of the allegation, or excuse me, quote, it was the government who contacted victim one and suggested to him that he had been defrauded, the filing said. CoinDesk said they spoke with victim one on Thursday. The money manager confirmed he was informed of the allegations by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, but said, quote, he was a victim of fraud. Here's my thing. If the FBI calls up forget American, call up anybody on the planet. If the FBI is calling you, they can prove they're the FBI and they're telling you you've been defrauded, and they can basically show you a case where they outline you've been defrauded, 99% of people are going to say, I've been defrauded. Like, basically, you can give me some money, and I don't got to do nothing but sit on the sideline. Yes, I've been defrauded.
Yep.
So to me, this is kind of like entrapment. Why wasn't victim one going to the FBI, going to these services? Why are these services coming and looking for victim one? For all we know, he wasn't defrauded. Like, again, we've talked about this before. These projects aren't 1 to 2 year turnaround. I know everybody wants to get rich quick. These aren't 2 year projects where they take off. And as you can see here, it looks like this ICO fell short of the money. He was trying to raise $100 million. So just off that number, I will say that it probably was a scam.
Yeah.
It sounds like a scam.
So
not saying the government is wrong to come after you, but still the fact that if they're doing it wrong, they're doing it wrong. But no, seriously, whether his goal was $100 million, $1 billion, whatever it was to raise, whether he fell short or not, the project isn't over. People, the project isn't over until an exit scam happens or a government entity or something comes in to close down the doors. Until then, the project is still boom. There are people. How many times has Bitcoin died? I mean, just last year,
1,000.
Bitcoin has literally died. It's been called fraudulent. is this. It's for criminals. It's for dummies. It's for, Warren Buffett said his piece on it. You had
Mark Cuban said he'd rather have bananas.
Mark Cuban said he wanted bananas. Now he's selling it for ticket prices, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So everyone has said these things about so many different projects. You can't tell it's over until it's over. At least give them 2 to 4 years, especially if they're getting pressed on by the government. They did their ICO in 2017, 2018, which means as soon as they finished their ICO, they went into a 2.5 year bear market from 2018 to right now. So in addition to the bear market, they have government entities fucking picking at them. Excuse me, but it just angers me. It's like they have them picking at them. So it's like, not only are we in a bear market and we're trying to figure out how to get everybody's money together, but we also have the government coming at us because we ain't giving none of the money that we raised. And then they're calling up customers, telling them that they've been defrauded and they should actually come after us. This is crazy to see. Yeah. Again, I got to
rebrand. They should rebrand.
Yeah. You got to rebrand.
Pull a Neo and go from Ant shares.
Right. But again, it's just terrible to see this because, again, like the founder of this said that the government is picking on him because they want to use the technology to create their own. Again, right or wrong, this is a space right now. This is an industry the government should be fully hands off. They've already shown that they can't be trusted in this space time and time again. We've seen that from many cases, all the way from the infamous what was the Mount Gox, from Mount Gox to the recent ones where the DEA agents. I mean, we keep hearing about government regulators, employees either stealing crypto or creating laws that only benefit them and their friends. So I just want to make sure we point out,
especially in New York,
this is crazy, people. Yeah. This is madness. And the fact that the founder is actually coming out now and saying, "Hey, I'm telling y'all, they really coming after people." Let's see. Lucky Lloyd says easier to rob someone with a pen than a gun. I say that all the time, man. It's called pencil whipping people. You take out that paper and get to writing, man. You can do some dangerous things with it. P-Man Van said, Team America, world police, baby. That's right. Look, somebody disagrees with us, we'll come bring you some freedom. How about that?
Yeah, about it. We show it with freedom.
Exactly. What's going on, Leroy Forbes? Who else we have in here? Let's see. Oh, appreciate that, Leroy Forbes. Said, you see me flexing my muscles in the CNBC video. I'm not sure which video, but I got to check it out.
Oh, nice.
I always get people telling me I'm in some type of video or something. I don't know.
Oh, man. Yeah. I saw him in my Instagram feed on a commercial one time, and I was hilarious. Like, what? I was like, like,
where were you today? Oh, man, I tell you. No. All right, Wirecard fallout. Auditor Ernst & Young is accused of not flagging a $2.1 billion black hole sooner. Woo. I wonder who's... Yeah, this is a good one. We talked about this Wirecard situation last week, about a week and a half ago, with the $2.1 billion missing. What's going on here as they blame Ernst & Young, it looks like?
So the group, the shareholders, they filed criminal damages against Ernst & Young Friday, and the group holds Ernst & Young and 2 current and 1 former employee in particular responsible for not alerting the authorities and investors sooner, which ultimately culminated in the precipitous drop in the Wirecard share price, which I believe was over 80% in one day. Woo, sounds like early crypto.
Right.
So this was an elaborate and sophisticated fraud, is what they're saying, involving multiple parties around the world and different institutions with a deliberate aim of deception. This was stated by Ernst & Young to CNBC. It says even the most robust and extended audit procedures, they would not have been able to uncover the scale of this collusive fraud. So what they're saying is this was such a great fraud that they couldn't catch it, and they are pretty much proclaimed as one of the top auditors of the blockchain industry. So however sophisticated it was, somebody is moving some money around. $2 billion is missing.
Right.
But fortunately for them, they are doing what they can. I've seen them put out statements, say that everybody's money is safe, that everything will work out. But at the same time, this doesn't look really good.
Can I have it back? No, you can't have it back.
The shares were worth,
but it's safe,
$105 on June 17th. Right now, $4. That's 12 days ago, people. So when people talk about volatility, here you go. So for the time being, Wirecard remains a constituent member of the DAX 30, Germany's most prestigious blue chip stock index. But the company filed for insolvency on Thursday. So we'll see how that goes. Man.
Yeah, I think I want my money back.
Yeah,
I want my money back.
Somebody's gonna really come for their money. Yeah.
Right.
This project might be dead on the rise.
You know what? Maybe this is misunderstanding. I failed to tell you exactly who I am and what I do. You see, I'm going to come to the bank on Monday. I want my money.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, this is crazy to see. we just was talking about how Ernest & Young is basically taking over as the auditor of the Bitcoin blockchain fintech space. And this is one of the things that come with it. I don't know how long Ernest & Young has been working with them, but Wirecard may have a case here. They're like, hey, Ernest & Young been with us the whole ride. Like,
and they could
why we ain't spotted, why y'all ain't spotted? So I'm kind of with them in that. If Ernest & Young have been with them long enough to have spot that on their end, then yeah, there are some questions as to why they didn't get it. But also, this is one of those things where, look, again, $2.1 billion missing. No one's getting that back. Everybody's about to start pointing fingers right now. And of course, with these type of companies that lost that much money, it's always too big to fail. I wouldn't be surprised we see taxpayers covering up some of this, people. I mean, look, if you can afford to get to billions in general, or even to have that in a conversation, you can afford to take out that pen, as we just discussed, and finesse your way into at least 100, 200 million more, so you don't wind up broke, bro.
Once again, Ernst & Young.
Hey, there we go.
Gang.
Hey, we might as well
we do what we want. I don't get what people don't understand.
Hey, forget
when you're rich enough, you do what you
want. We gotta start doing Gangster of the Day on this show, bro. Gangster of the Day.
You're about to see a lot of it as more stuff becomes less and less safe. You're about to see the real gangsters come out like,
I'm glad you brought that up, and I think that's gonna have a lot to do with pricing too. The regular economy and the world economy and Bitcoin. Bitcoin, as they said, when all these mechanisms of society loosen, we got the pandemic going, we got riots here, we got that there.
We got African dust.
You got African dust coming
the hell
miles and miles away. Killer hornets. Listen.
Yeah, murder hornets coming.
You are about to see the real ones stand up. What they say when there's blood in the streets, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's when you make your money, people. All right, last but not least, on a good news story, Australian mining giant trials blockchain completes $14 million iron ore transaction in China. Wow. And this is actually, this is on BTC Manager, but this was also on a Reuters report today as well. So what's going on here? I'm actually on a link to the Reuters report.
Yep, it was reported by Reuters on today. Roughly $14 million deal with Chinese metal giant Baoshan Iron and Steel Company. They conducted a movement on the platform created by Canada-based startup called MineHub Technologies. It's used to process contract terms, exchange documents online, and provide visibility and accountability along the supply chain, something we've heard because blockchain technology is used for that. And BHP Group is an Anglo-Australian mining, metals, and petroleum-based company in Australia, is the biggest mining firm worldwide by market capitalization. So they're using their blockchain technology to have a blockchain trade, and it comes as they see a need for a shift to digital, which is what the company said. And they're quoted as saying the bulk commodity industry needs a digital revolution to reduce physical documentation process. And I want to point out that today, just now, the Chinese were found with 83 tons of fake gold and loans backed by 83 tons of fake gold. So
that's the second time we heard about fake gold.
I've heard too much fake gold out there.
Was it Canada that had the fake mint too a couple years ago?
The UK.
The
Royal Mint.
The Royal Mint was fake about 2 years ago.
And you got to understand, there's billions of dollars in loans being based off the backing of this gold, but they were just found to be gold painted copper.
So go down there and paint the bricks gold, bro.
How can they tell? I mean, ain't nobody showing up to put their hand on every brick. So this is a good way to start the process of a supply chain that is visible and can be accountable, and hopefully, their trading, because it's the biggest mining farm in the world, will impact others to do the same. I think it already has. So, with IBM's Hyperledger and others, I'm sure they'll figure it out and get it done. This is huge news, people.
There we go. All right. And again, it's one of those things where we're getting off the dollar backed or the American backed, whatever way you're doing business, right? Whatever logistical way you're doing the business to begin with, to see all this actually happen on the blockchain is pretty cool, especially once you start talking about keeping track of this gold. We know, it's been fake gold out there. Yep. Fake gold is real, people.
Fake gold is real.
So as we start tracking more assets on the blockchain, of course, the biggest issue with that would be the onboarding of it, of course, because someone would need to really be able to verify at the beginning that it's real. I mean, honestly, I think we should just keep all these videos public. Literally record it and keep it on the internet, like on the YouTube, where it's like, I don't know, like blockchain verification videos, where it's just like, here's the stuff, we test it in front of the camera. From there, you put it on the blockchain, you put it in your safe or wherever it needs to go. But that would be the only issue with it, of course. But I think it's really cool that we're able to do this now. I mean, $14 million of ore, it worked. So I'm only assuming they're going to do more, people, right? We'll see what happens, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Other than that, that is the show for today. last couple of comments. Yeah, I hope you all are enjoying. Listen, I am deep down laughing internally at this guy next to me, so I hope you all are enjoying it just as much as me. Blue Fig said Ernest & Young is an auditing firm. If they missed this one, what else have they missed? That's a good point.
That's what we were saying.
And actually, go ahead.
They said it was so complicated. They couldn't figure it out.
Couldn't figure out how $2.1 billion went missing.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see.
It's because the intern did it for us. We just fired him yesterday, and you will never find him again. Yep. My thing with that is not only what else have they missed, but are they missing it intentionally? You got to remember, we audit. We need things to audit. So, money went missing. I guess we're gonna have to work on this for another 6 months to a year. So I don't know. I'm just throwing out stuff. Listen, people. Again, we know the things we say sound crazy and conspiracy-like, but you also have to remember that in this market, people can make hundreds of millions of dollars literally overnight if they have the right moves and the right plays to make. So if you're talking about billions of dollars are on the table, and I have the opportunity to make 200 to 300 to 400 million just off of doing some old G stuff, as we've been seeing G's do, then people are going to do G moves. All right.
And plus, we know people.
Yeah, we know it's happening for real. That's what we're saying. It's not like it's not really happening. It's really happening.
We wish more people believed us, but the ones who do, thank you for sticking with it, because you've seen all our predictions. They keep coming true.
Right. Sergeant Crypto, what's going on? Said fake it till you make it. IQ, what's going on? Future said mask off. There we go. What's going on? Nita Ortega. Other than that, that is our show for today. We hope you were entertained, educated a bit about them.
Look up for Stackers Only. Great gear there, great friends
for Stackers Only, and that's a financial website, right?
Financial website, crypto, as well as other financials. So
there we go. Look, always pushing something. You think he's just wearing a mask? Come on, people.
Come on, people.
This mask is to rob the banks with.
Exactly.
No, other than that, that's the show for today. You got anything else?
That's all for me.
More Stackers Only. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We'll see you all tomorrow with some more crypto news. Cheers.
Cheers.